So you've been offered a promotion into leadership or management. You started off in a technical role, and let's be honest, you've knocked it out of the park. Now you're venturing into the unknown. Should you take the leap into a leadership role? In today's session, I go over some of the considerations and how to identify whether you're ready for leadership. Welcome back to the Tech Exec Mentor channel, where we go through tools and techniques to help tech professionals along their leadership journey. I'm Sam, an executive in the software industry, past entrepreneur and mentor, and I make this new Leaders video series with one thing in mind: to address the top questions that people ask me when they have recently moved into a leadership position and they're trying to orient themselves to the expectations of their new role and their teams. For today's video, we're going through the promotion decision, what it's like to go into management, and a few tips for folks who may be new in a lead or management role. I remember when I was offered a management position. I was a principal consultant at a managed services company. I had worked for a number of years, steadily moving up the ranks, first as a technical consultant, then as a subject matter expert, and finally I was leading initiatives at our largest clients. My VP called me into his office one day and told me that our manager had resigned and the position was mine if I wanted it. He needed a response soon, or else he had to start looking for candidates to fill in the position. I went home that weekend feeling a mixture of elation and fear. This was a big move up, and it meant I would be leading a team of a dozen technical consultants and engineers. On the other hand, I had to give up my work as a technical architect, something that I really enjoyed. I was also worried about how my coworkers would react, as I would become their boss. My family and friends were really supportive and saw this as a step up for me. I decided to take the leap and moved into management. I'm glad I made that decision. It's been one of the most rewarding experiences I have had in my life. Does my story sound familiar to you? Maybe you've had a great track record as a leader. You might have captained a sports team or led a group of volunteers. You've enjoyed the sense of achievement and the gravitas that leadership gives you. Or maybe you're more introverted and tend to shy away from being in the spotlight. However, which way you come to the crossroads, you most likely need to make a decision, and fast. So how do you make the decision to go into leadership? Let me be the first to say that leadership is not cut out for everyone, nor is everyone cut out for leadership. It doesn't mean that being a leader is the only way forward in your career. If you really enjoy the technical aspects of your role, maybe you're in an engaging vocation and you're proud of all the hard work and training it took to get to this point. There may be other aspects of your role that you will have to give up if you move into a leadership role. Throughout my career, I've had the pleasure of working with many supremely talented folks. They've had serious and impressive impacts on their organizations and enjoy great success and fulfillment in their careers while staying as individual contributors. Moving into leadership can be a weighty responsibility. There's the prestige and potentially additional rewards and pay that comes with leadership, but your decisions could impact the lives and careers of your team. And as you move up the ranks as a leader, you'll find yourself increasingly removed from the actual execution of work. In much larger organizations, the impact of your decisions may take many months to be felt. You make decisions that cascade down to your direct reports, and then they do the same to their reports, kind of like a set of dominoes. When you push one end, it takes a while to get to the other end. Some people may not want to wait that long. Here's my top list of the aspects of leadership. You can use this to evaluate whether moving down the path of leadership is for you. Embracing change. A leader is comfortable with change. By moving into leadership, you need to be willing to give up everything you've learned so far. In many cases, you'll be tapping into a different part of your brain in order to be successful in your new role. There may be new skills like budgeting and accounting or contract management. People will also perceive you differently as a leader. You need to work through that. People relations. People will come to you with a different set of problems that may require you to mediate. You may be involved in negotiations with the people in your team or with other teams or vendors. Patience. Teaching and mentoring are also important skills. Especially for the more junior folks in your team, they may need a lot more help. A big part of your role requires you to interact with other people. You need to be comfortable with that or find a way to get comfortable with human interactions. Relationship building. As a leader, you not only are a representative for your team, the success of your team may rely on how willing other people are to work with and support your team. Building up relationships with the important people in your organization Early on, it requires a lot of time and effort, but it's necessary to get things done. Persuasion and influence. As a leader, you are called upon to make things happen. You may have a goal or objective that your team needs to achieve. How do you sell it to your team? How do you convince them that your way is the right way? For this episode, I'd like to recommend the book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There by Marshall Goldsmith. It's a great book that provides you with a solid framework and foundation for becoming successful in your role as a new leader. Well, I hope that this video gave you some new insights and perspective into whether the life of a new leader is right for you. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I'm posting new videos with tips and tools on how to progress your career into leadership in the technology industry. This is Sam signing off. Bye.